So, Mirage. I knew from the start that his design was gonna be a hard one to translate into toy form. A humanoid robot with only some car cable reminiscent of the 4th and 5th movies told me that only a masterpiece release could make him accurate. Add on the Porsche licensing, and I guarantee that only a third-party company can make it happen. I'll explain that later. But that does not mean that the studio series is automatically bad. So let's analyze him a bit deeper to see if he's truly worth it. The very first thing that needs to be mentioned is the cable. I actually quite like it displayed on the bot. Backpack doesn't stick out weirdly compared to others. The doors look like sheaves, which is awesome. He doesn't have a sword, but hey. The fenders right over here look like they're part of the legs. Like, due to the way it curves in, it sort of naturally fits there, which is very nice. The only thing that I don't like about this toy's design are the feet. Compared to the car parts everywhere else, the rear of the 911 is the only part I feel that sticks out negatively. These are the ones that truly are kibble. They also force the legs to be in a permanent A stance as they clash together when you try and get them close. So this is his neutral pose. It could be worse. Other than that, everything else is great. There's lots of mechanical greebles. The grey plastic thankfully shows. Like this fan right over here, I think was part of the engine. Honestly, I'm not very sure. The silver paint applied also really elevates the sky and gives the impression that this is a premium product. Like the premium finishes that the Carrera has released over the past few years. And Porsche would want that, wouldn't they? Now, part of the reason he turned out this way is A, his humanoid design, and B, Porsche stating that the wording on this door right over here, and well, the other one, cannot be broken up. Because of that, it led to the arms being made of clear plastic. A little bit of context on that, because of what Porsche stated, they couldn't actually make the arms connected to these doors right over here, so they had to make it the windows because they didn't have enough in the budget and they didn't have enough tooling to create a separate new one, and they didn't have enough space to figure this one out, so they were stuck with clear plastic arms as a result. And that's why I stated that only a third-party company can achieve a screen-accurate Mirage. They aren't as restrained compared to a Hasbro Takara. Just look at Generation Toys' Jazz if you want third-party Porsche Transformer. And the doors also limit articulation. The upper body is perfectly fine, no issue there. However, when trying to rotate the waist, the doors get stopped by the backpack, severely limiting its range. The thigh swivel suffers a similar fate, at least when you try to move it outwards. Inwards, it's fine, but this is what you get, and there's not much you could do with inward thighs, except for this. It takes time to get used to posing him because of that. Bit of a shame, as what he has is quite good, and he is the kind of person who would do outrageous poses, so the fact that he can't, it's a bit disheartening. A singular arm-mounted blaster is all you're getting in terms of accessories. I wish a second one was included, but the designers probably used most of the budget on Mirage himself, specifically the paint, so I'm fine with that. It doesn't have the same amount as Bumblebee, but it's perfectly serviceable. Now for my least favorite part of this guy. Robot to car is fine until tapping the rear into the legs. I always worry that I'm gonna break him. It's worse when untapping it from car to robot. I'm gonna need to shave those tabs down at some point in time. Also, this thing isn't flush, which does bother me slightly. I'm gonna open it up and see that there's some tabs right over here, which signifies that you can plug it in, but I don't figure in pushing it down. But this vehicle mode is a treat. This Porsche 911 is the 964 version. the one from the 90s, as well as my favorite era for Porsche designs. So already I love it. But add on this beautiful silver that shimmers under light makes this one of the best vehicle modes from the Studio Series line. It's such an eye-catcher when displayed with its peers, even next to the yellow B. This was the main reason why I got him. Also, undercarriage weapon storage, a staple at this point in time. Mirage's design and the license really limited what the design team could do. Similar to this guy, sort of. However, I think what they have achieved is very commendable. Biasing this guy will still be difficult to recommend to people. He's good, but the negatives I mentioned, articulation, accuracy, transformation are major deal breakers for some. I think trying it in hand will definitely help in decision making, but that's a bit hard to do. So I'd say discounts if possible. Hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.